So let's look at the scientific evidence behind Australia's social media ban. Although I have to warn you, it's not so much looking for the evidence as wondering about the absence of evidence, because there's really a mystery here. We can't find evidence. But anyway, we'll come to that. You'll see. So for a start, let's look at what we do know. Start. Teens are on social media all the time. YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, and so on. They're all over it. No surprise there. This is the other thing we know for sure. Teen mental health is going down. These are Australian teens. It's a measure of good mental health. You can see the red line here, especially teenage girls, going right down. And this is a problem across the world and on many different measures. But I want you to look at something here. When did this start? Around about here, right? 2010. Keep that in mind. Let's have a look here. This is a measure of psychological distress. It's going up, especially for teenage girls. And when did that start? Well, it was all right here, around 2010. That seems to be a significant year. This is teen self-harm, very serious. Again, for teenage girls, this is going right up. And once again, the key year seems to be around 2010. And what else happened in 2010? Well, it was the introduction of the mainstreaming of smartphones and social media. And so it seems blindingly obvious, doesn't it? I mean, we all feel a bit miserable sometimes on social media, that lowering, addictive feeling. Surely it must be the introduction, the mainstreaming of social media that has brought about this real decline in teen mental health. Except that scientists have studied this in incredible depth, and they just can't find the connection. So it's a bit techie, but let me try and explain. This is a chart of link strength, looking at the strength of connections between two factors. Now, I've put a couple of examples here that have nothing to do with social media, but just to give you an idea. So alcohol is really strongly linked to blood alcohol. This is an example of a strong link. Weight and height, again, very strongly linked. The taller you are, the heavier you're likely to be. It's intuitive. So based on what we know, what do you think there should be the link between time on social media and social media use and depression? You think it'd be quite high, right? It's down there. Same for social media use. And you might say, oh, well, yeah, but these studies probably didn't have a large sample size. No, this study had about 1 million children in and looked at 148 other studies. And people have tried again and again and again to find the connection between time on social media and depression, and they always get results like this. I asked Dr. Victoria Goodyear from the University of Birmingham about it. That's what she said.
The challenge with the majority of the evidence is that it's very much correlational and it's not causational. So when we look at the correlations, the general patterns is the effects are not there, or they're very small or insignificant. What that tells us is it's very hard to make decisions about how to intervene at a population level, because the evidence of harm is not really clear cut and the findings aren't clear cut.
So what is going on then? Well, here's one theory. It's not that social media is making teens depressed. It's that if you are depressed, you have an extra miserable time on social media. So there's a study from the University of Amsterdam. In red are depressed teenagers, blue are non-depressed. And these are 3 really kind of negative experiences you can have on social media that I'm sure we can all relate to. Feedback preoccupation, friend rejection, scrolling-induced insecurity. And look, the depressed teenagers were all much more prone to those than the non-depressed teenagers. And it's curious, isn't it? Maybe this would mean that we should be looking to help depression rather than banning social media, when actually lots of teenagers have a positive experience on there. But of course, then that would leave the mystery. What is causing the decline in teen mental health? You know, the strange truth about this is that we don't actually know the answers to these questions. There is an ocean of data out there, but it's mostly held by the social media companies. And researchers like these don't really have much information. So I'm sorry to be disappointing and not offer clear conclusions. And like a lot of people in this space, I'm afraid the evidence here is just very sketchy.